Welcome back guys to the series on Proteus videos. So in this video we will be seeing on how to make a PCB layout. So today we will be making an LED circuit. So for that first we will remove the oscilloscope and the different props. Okay, so when making a PCB we don't actually place a generator as such in our circuit. So we need to replace the generator by a, a connecting pin. So for that first we will remove this and go to components. In that, for uh, connecting some generators or some additional things into our circuit board, we will be using connector pins. So it is the keyword for that is con hyphen cell. So there are different types of con cell, so you can see each of them. So we need a single, or we could replace both the generator and the ground. So for that we are going to use a console 2. So let's add the console 2 into our components list and we'll close this window. Next we will remove the ground and we will place the console. Okay, so now our circuit is almost complete for making the PCB. Now we have to take the PCB layout. So for reaching the PCB layout, go to this button PCB layout. Click on that and a new tab of PCB layout opens. So here we are going to assemble our PCB. Here you can see different grids and there is an area marked for us to place our components there. Now okay, so everything is blank, so we don't have any space here. So first we need a board to make the components. So for making a board, go to square or this 2D box. Now making a PCB requires different layers. So the board goes into the board edge layer. So by selecting the layer, you go to this bottom left corner. You can see the selector, layer selector. Click on that and you can see the different layers on this PCB. So go to the board edge. The board edge is the layer where we are going to place the edges of a board. So our board is going to be a square. So to make a square, just click on that and just place it. So now we have placed a square in the board edge. Now we can just see how it looks. So for that, for seeing our PCB, we just go to 3D visualizer. Just click on 3D visualizer. So now you see a green board. So there is actually nothing on the board or below it because we haven't started placing anything. We will come back into this view after we have completed placing every component. So go to the PCB layout and go to the components. So we can see there are 3 components listed in the components menu, and we can see there are 4 components in our schematic. Now we are seeing a cross in this LED green. That is because the package is not given for that component. We will rectify that. Before that, we will see why our component is missing. The component which is missing is the switch. So go to the properties. You can see this exclude from PCB layout. So this is given so that we are not keeping the switches directly on our PCB. So just replace the switch by another console. So for that, right click and delete object. Again place a console there. Okay, so now there will be 4 components in the PCB layout, and the cross is again there for the LED green. So now we have replaced the switch and our supply with a console. So we will be attaching it into the console. If you haven't been familiar with the console yet, you will understand it more when we are seeing it on 3D visualizer. So now we are going to rectify the error shown in the LED. So for that, we can right click on that and go to packaging tool. So just click on OK. So we can see that there are no packages on this preview. So we are going to assign a package. A package is just how it appears in a PCB layout. So just add and search for LED. There is an inbuilt package for LED. So just click on that. We will use that. So now you need to assign pins. So the pin A corresponds to which of the pin? So just click on this A pin. So the pin A is mapped to A pin and the pin K needs to be mapped into the K pin. Okay, so we have just mapped each pins. Now we just need to assign the package. Okay, now it's asking for the library. So when you are usually doing it, we usually save it in user defined libraries. Yeah. Okay, so it's asking us to update the design and just click on yes. Okay, now we will again check the PCB layout and it's gone. Okay, and our package is being displayed. Okay, so now we have everything needed to make our PCB. So for that, we are going to place each component in our PCB layout. Now, when we are placing it, we can see the green lines. These are showing the different connections. So these two pads are being connected. So next we are going to place resistance. Okay, now we have encountered an error because we have crossed the boundaries of our PCB. So now it is showing this red mark here. So now we are going to extend the board. Just click on that and move it. Okay, next we are going to place the console. So we just placed everything. It is a very simple circuit and we can just place it like that. So now as everything is placed, now we need to connect each of the pins. So for connecting different components inside a PCB, we use traces. So for going into the traces, we need to go to this track mode. So by default, everything is already set and we are going to do in a default way. So as the track is set, we just need to select one pad and go to the next. It will point to that, or we just need to there's a green line to show it, or you can see that you can do any arrangement for this track as you wish. Here we are going to go straight. Similarly, we are going into this blue line is our track. Now we are going to make this track for everything. So now we have completed the track. We have only the 4 tracks here, very simple circuit. So now we have actually made our circuit. We have just placed the components and we just connected them. Now we can see the circuit in our 3D visualizer. So there is our circuit. So in to rotate it and see it in different angles, we use the mouse scroll button. So you can scroll out, scroll in, zoom in, zoom out. Then you can use the right mouse button or the left mouse button to see in different orientations. So you can see the bottom part. You can see the different traces there. These are the traces we just placed. We can see the different connections. We can see the pads there. Okay, so that's all for this video. So for more videos, subscribe and like to the channel. Okay guys, bye.